Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Sponge. Today we're going to be going over how to improve the production quality of your videos. In the modern age of YouTube, people are starting to notice production quality a lot more in videos. It can be a bit more difficult to get noticed if your videos look a bit amateurish. So today we're going to go over the 3 principles of filming specifically for YouTube and how you can use them to produce better content. Let's get on to point number 1. I might lose some people here, but the camera is the least important part of your videos, especially for beginners. If you are looking to up your game, we're going to get to that in just a little bit, but if you're just getting started out on YouTube, you don't really need to spend thousands of dollars on a camera. There are a lot better places for that money to go. You can use a cell phone or a webcam on a laptop. There's so many ways that you can capture video without spending thousands and thousands of dollars. To prove my point, I'm going to show you 2 videos. One was shot with my DSLR and one was shot with my cell phone. See if you can guess which one is which. Have a look. The first one you saw there was actually my cell phone. With good lighting, you can make kind of lesser cameras look a lot better. If you are looking to upgrade from a cell phone or a starter camera, there are a few routes that you can go. I'm a big proponent of DSLRs just because they are versatile. There are so many lenses for them and they can be affordable, but you can also go mirrorless or a professional camcorder. But if you're looking at professional camcorders, then you're probably not watching my video. If you're gonna go with a DSLR or a mirrorless, there are a couple things you really wanna look for. One is a front-facing camera. I did not get this on mine, so I kinda had to jimmy rig a third-party app into my cell phone and then wired up with a USB cable so that I can frame up the shot and see myself. It's not the best solution. The second thing you want to look for, which again we will get to in just a moment, is an external audio jack. If you're looking for quick and easy upgrade to crappy onboard audio for DSLRs or really any camera, you want that 3.5mm jack so that you can put it on an external mic. It will make a world of difference. Now, moving on to lighting. Lighting is very often overlooked. We don't really think about it on a day-to-day basis because our eyes are so good at adjusting to whatever light is in the room. But when there's bad lighting in a video, you really notice it. It produces what's called noise on your camera. When you boost up the sensitivity, the black spots or dark spots will get really grainy and it makes it look really crappy. You've probably seen it in webcam videos or things like that. But with just a little bit of good lighting, you can make even a crappy camera look amazing. I want to go into something real quick called 3-point lighting, which is a common lighting technique in videography. And if you're familiar with it, just skip past this. It's going to be a very basic overview. Basically in 3-point lighting, there are 3 points of light. The first light, your brightest, which I have right over here, is called your key light. Generally, you want to light up the good side of your subject's face. For me, I've got stuff over here on my right side, so I'm a bit limited. Once you've got your key light set up, you have a second light that's a bit farther away or a bit dimmer called your fill light. That first light is going to cast some pretty harsh shadows on the other side of your face. So you want a softer light to come in and fill in those shadows so that you get some of the definition in the face, but not all the shadows. Now the third light, which I actually don't use, but it's very useful if you can use it. It's called a hair light. Yeah, they really rack their brains on how to name these. Now the hair light is a light directly over the subject's head, and it will basically cast a white outline over the subject, separating them from the background. This is useful for a couple of different reasons. One, it really illuminates your subject and gives them definition, which doesn't always show up on camera. And second, it separates your subject from the background, giving your shot depth. Now, what you'll see a lot in professional videos is that there's a lot going on. Lighting has a big part to play in that. It's not just the person you want to see and nothing else in the shot. And how you light things affects how the eye is drawn to them, so you want the most prominently lit object in your frame to be your subject. If you're going to try to tackle 3-point lighting, there are a couple of different routes to take. You can either go the route that I did and get some fairly inexpensive studio lights. I think I paid $50 each for each of these, but if you don't have the budget for it, you can just use household lights. Grab a couple of lamps, put one off to the side of the face, fairly close, put one a little bit farther away to fill in the shadows. It helps if they're directional, but even if they're not, if you can somehow focus the light in any way toward your subject, it's gonna make your video look a lot more professional. Finally, we have come to the last aspect of filming, and it is, in my opinion, the most important part because it is the most often overlooked. Everybody spends all their money on the camera and they're excited about making something look absolutely incredible, and they completely forget that the microphone in their very expensive camera is absolute crap. So, there are a few ways to combat this, and you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I want to go ahead and start by saying pretty much any microphone you get is going to be better than the onboard microphone. If you started watching a video that looked absolutely amazing but sounded like this, how likely are you to actually keep watching that video? However, if you come in and it sounds like this, plenty of resonance in the voice, and it sounds moderately professional, you're a bit more inclined to hear what the person has to say. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on audio because I've got a video coming out soon, and when it does come out, I will put a link somewhere over here, but I'll be going into a lot of detail onto audio recording for digital video because it's a giant world and it deserves its own video. But there are a few principles, no matter what microphone you're using, that you want to follow in order to get the best audio possible. I will start by saying, buy literally any microphone you can. Anything will be better than the onboard sound. Principle of audio recording number 1, get the microphone as close to your subject as possible. I am right now recording with the Rode NTG1, which is a fairly affordable shotgun microphone, and I'm not sure how this is framed up right now, but here's my finger. I've got the microphone right here on the tip of my finger, and I actually probably heard that, so I'm sorry. It's just barely off of the frame, and that's how you get the best possible audio. The closer you are, the truer the sound is, or more accurately, the lower the levels are, so the lower your sound floor is. The second thing that you want to keep in mind when recording audio, cancel out as much of the ambient noise as you can. Right now, I am in a very tiny room without a fan and very hot lights, and I'm kind of burning up, but if I turn my fan on, you can hear it, and it sounds muddy. Other things to watch out for are other people in the house, refrigerators, air conditioning. You want as quiet a room as possible to record your audio, and it will make it sound better. And finally, the last tip that I have for recording audio with whatever microphone you're using, make sure you are in a space that doesn't echo a lot. If you're in a fairly bare room like this one, it's generally a good idea to put up some blankets or literally anything that can absorb sound so it doesn't echo too much. If you can get a directional microphone, it'll help, but you still want to sound treat your room if at all possible. All right, guys, those are my tips for making better, more professional looking videos for YouTube. If you found this helpful, please let me know down below. If you didn't, or if you have any critiques on the show, please leave me a comment down below. The more I hear back from you guys, the more I can do to make my content better for you. Also, be sure you stay subscribed for that audio comparison video if you are interested in that. If not, ignore what I'm saying, but still subscribe. And don't forget to stay subscribed for more reviews, tutorials, and information.